Hello everyone, and welcome. Today, let us journey together through some truly profound readings that speak to the very core of our faith and how we live it out. We start with a story many of us know, the story of Jonah. God gives Jonah a clear, direct command: set out for the great city of Nineveh and preach against it. Their wickedness has come up before me. A straightforward mission, right? But what does Jonah do? He runs. He heads in the complete opposite direction, towards Tarshish, trying to flee from the presence of the Lord. It's a very human reaction, isn't it? Sometimes, God's call in our own lives feels too big, too scary, or simply not what we want to do. We might not book a ticket on a ship, but maybe we try to escape through distraction, procrastination, or by simply ignoring that persistent voice in our hearts. But as Jonah discovers, you can't outrun God. The Lord sends a violent storm, so powerful that the seasoned sailors are terrified, and the ship is on the verge of breaking apart. While everyone else is praying and panicking, Jonah is fast asleep in the hold. It's a powerful image of denial. The captain has to wake him up, urging him to call upon his God. Eventually, they cast lots, and Jonah is revealed as the cause of their misfortune. He confesses he's fleeing from the God who made the sea and the land. The sailors, even in their fear, are reluctant to harm him. They try rowing back to shore, but the storm only gets worse. Finally, at Jonah's own insistence, they throw him into the sea. And just like that, the sea calms down. The sailors are struck with a great fear and reverence for the Lord, offering sacrifices and making vows. Their encounter with Jonah's God changes them. But what about Jonah? His story isn't over. The Lord appoints a great fish to swallow him, and in the belly of that fish, in the darkest of places, Jonah finally turns back to God. He prays. It took being thrown overboard and swallowed by a fish for Jonah to finally stop running and start praying. It reminds us that sometimes it's in our lowest moments, when we feel completely lost, that we are most open to finding God again. God's mercy finds us even in the belly of the whale. This theme of action and responsibility continues in our gospel reading from Luke. A scholar of the law, wanting to test Jesus, asks a question we all ponder. "Teacher, what must I do to inherit eternal life?" Jesus turns the question back to him. "What is written in the law?" The scholar gives the perfect answer. "You shall love the Lord, your God, with all your heart, with all your being, with all your strength, and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself." Jesus affirms him, "You have answered correctly. Do this and you will live." But the scholar isn't satisfied. He wants to justify himself, to define the limits of his responsibility. So he asks that crucial follow-up question: "And who is my neighbor?" Instead of giving a simple definition, Jesus tells a story, the parable of the Good Samaritan. A man is robbed, beaten, and left for dead on the road. A priest comes by, and a Levite comes by, both religious figures, people you would expect to help. But they cross to the other side of the road. They see the suffering, but choose not to get involved. Then a Samaritan comes along. In that culture, Samaritans were despised outsiders. Yet, when he sees the wounded man, he is moved with compassion. This isn't just a feeling, it's a call to action. He doesn't keep his distance. He gets close, cleans and bandages the man's wounds, puts him on his own animal, takes him to an inn, pays for his care, and promises to cover any extra costs. He fully invests himself in the well-being of a complete stranger, an enemy by societal standards. Jesus then asks the scholar, "Which of these three, in your opinion, was neighbor to the robber's victim?" The scholar has to admit, the one who treated him with mercy. Jesus' final instruction is simple and powerful. Go and do likewise. Jesus completely reframes the question. It's not about who is my neighbor, but to whom can I be a neighbor? It's not about defining who is worthy of our love, but about becoming people who show love and mercy to anyone we encounter in need. As Pope Francis reflects on this, he emphasizes that compassion requires practical gestures. You can't help from a distance. You have to be willing to get involved, to get your hands dirty, to feel the weight of another's pain. The Samaritan didn't just feel sorry for the man. He took on the responsibility for his care. These readings challenge us today. Are we like Jonah, running from what God is asking of us? Or are we like the priest and the Levite, seeing a need, but choosing to walk by on the other side? God calls us to be like the Samaritan, to stop, to allow our hearts to be moved with compassion, and to act on that compassion with generosity and courage. To see in every wounded person on our path a reflection of ourselves, and to remember all the times Jesus has stopped to care for us. Thank you so much for joining me in this reflection. If this message resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more content. May we all have the grace to stop running and start loving. God bless.